Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Let me get the camera situated there. Perfect. Welcome to the channel Divine Truth Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide for this reading. Go ahead and check out some of the other videos on the channel. If you're new to the channel, take a look around. We are a very supportive community here on YouTube. We are here to help each other shine. We are here to help each other rise in love and faith. And I'm here to help support your journey, and you are helping me as much as I'm helping you. We are in this together. We're rowing the boats together. No one's, ahead or behind. This is a journey of our soul. I know it can be really challenging at times, hence divine truth. So you won't hear everything necessarily that your ego wants or needs to hear from me, but what you will hear is as much truth as is possible. So I channel Archangel Michael. I have a full light team as well that I work with. And we're going to go ahead and call on Archangel Michael to create a sphere of protection around this reading, around this room, around myself, my higher self, my twin, and around anyone watching, and of course their beloved as well. We invite in the angelic realms. We invite in divine light, divine guidance, divine truth. We invite in divine unity. And we also invite in any clarity or guidance that will bring us all to our highest timelines and to our divine destined partner. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aho. So I've got some really interesting decks today where we have the Light Seers deck here, the tarot. I have the Magical Dimensions deck. I like to call it my Magical Activations deck. We also have the Good Tarot here. And then I have the Universe, Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection deck. So I thought I would just start with this deck, and I thought that we would just get a message for the day. So a message of the day, please. Message of the day for twins, for anyone watching. Please take what resonates with this reading, leave what doesn't. Understand that you know your highest truth. You know how to get to your highest timeline. I do not talk about timing on my channel. I also cannot do a twin flame check, as I don't believe that anyone else can tell you who your soul is or what your soul is, what your purpose is. With another person. I do believe that you are the only one that knows if this is your divine destined partner or not, okay? So let's get started. So a message for the twins, please. Karma is on your side. So this is talking about divine justice prevailing in these connections. Karma is on your side. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, the universe. Karma's on your side. Okay, this to me really speaks of the twins, justice being served in these divine connections, divine power coming in, divine intervention coming in. I'm seeing this as, they're showing this to me as a thunderbolt. So I receive a lot of my messages in the form of sort of just an inner knowing or a vision. So clairvoyance, claircognizance. And that's what they're showing me, is this image of just a lightning and a thunderbolt coming in to really, again, the rains, the water energy coming in to clear out what isn't serving, to clear out what's holding the divine masculines back or the divine feminines back from reaching one another in these connections. So I feel like that's a really great card to start with. Okay, they would like me to go ahead and pull a card for the masculines, okay? Start where you are. That's a perfect message for the masculines. Masculines, start where you are. Oh, feminines. Masculines, start where you are. So if there's any divine masculines watching, you're asked to just start. You're asked to take that leap of faith. You're asked to start off on your fool's journey and trust that the way will appear. Trust that the light will come on your journey. Trust that your feminine is ahead, and not ahead, like let's not talk about the feminines ahead, the masculines behind, but ahead on the journey, meaning that she's at a different point in the journey and she's been where you are, and she left the light on for you. So, wow, so powerful. So masculines, let's talk about this for a minute. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone next to the universe. So starting with their self. So masculine, starting with yourself. Start where you are. Start with where you are in this journey and understand that all paths lead home. There is no labyrinth on this journey. It just, the ego feels like it's a labyrinth. The ego feels like everything is a test. But your soul is just being led back to your divine counterpart. Your soul is being led back to wholeness. Your soul is, you're being led back to yourself, divine masculine. And when you find yourself, you find your divine feminine, because there is no separation. It's all an illusion between you and your counterpart. So masculines, go ahead and make the move. All you have to do at this point is just make a move. Just take a step forward. You know, for a long time, the masculines have been immobilized against action. They've been in this place of standstill. And what that's done is that's created fear in the feminine, right? It's emerged as fear in the feminine counterpart. The masculines have sort of been diddly-daddling, twiddling their thumbs, not taking any forward movement. And the feminine's over here going, I don't see anything in the 3D. I can't see anything. I can't hear anything. How do I know that there's actually, you know, action being taken? So the masculines are being asked at this time to do something, to do anything is really what I'm hearing the feminine saying. Just do anything, just show me. The feminine's looking for some sort of proof in the physical. And, you know, it's, okay, do I want to share this? I'll share little bits and pieces. I asked for physical proof. I just said to my guides, I said, I just need something. Like I said, I understand the 5D, I understand the power, I understand this, I understand that, but I need you to show me something in the 3D. And I didn't specify. I said, you'll know what I need to see. And the next day, I received a message from my counterpart. Now, granted, it wasn't anything big. It wasn't any expression of love. It was 2 words. And it was just an acknowledgement of a message I had sent 2 weeks prior. So I don't know if he had just read it. I don't know, you know, what happened. And it's not for me to know. And you, honestly, the more you question it, the more you ask why, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So I just let it go. But I will say that I got the message. And it's interesting that you get to this point on this journey sometimes where you feel like you question, okay, is this journey, you know, over? And you know that it's not. It's your ego, it's your personality. Maybe it's over, maybe they're never coming back, you know, woe is me, poor me. And I sort of had been at that place. The full moon in Aries was a doozy for me and for many of us. And I was at that place and I was really feeling sort of sorry for myself. This journey is never going to happen. I was just like, I was in a low point. I was having a dark night. I was being attacked, I do believe. And I was trying to be brought down by outside forces. And that's why I asked for that. And it was significant. There's other reasons that day was significant that I might be able to share in the near future. But for now, I'll just say that I got the 3D quote unquote proof that I needed. And even though it wasn't in the box, you know, the perfect little contained wrapped up gift box that I wanted it in, it was still a gift and it was still a sign. And I know that that is my masculine's way of saying, this is all I have right now. I don't have anything else to give. And that was his way, because I could feel the love through those 2 words. And all it said was thank you. But I could feel that it was sincere. I could feel that he wanted me to know that he does acknowledge that he is appreciative of my efforts and of what I have sent him over the past few months in separation. And I don't send it all the time. I've sent, maybe 2 things to him over the past 8 months. But it is just, you know, here's a little tidbit, here's a little nugget about this twin flame journey, because he knows that we're twin flames. Here's a little nugget more. And I just sort of drop it off and say, no pressure to respond, but I wanted to share this with you. And I don't know if he listened to it. I suspect he did, out of, if anything, curiosity, but I have no idea how he interpreted it, where he's at. But it's very clear that the masculines are still working out how to come forward. And yet the power is there. If you looked at my previous reading from earlier today, go check it out. All the cards were astoundingly powerful. And it's all about faith and new beginnings and miracles coming in and trusting and trust and faith. It's all about just understanding that the journey is unfolding, and the masculines are understanding that, you know, they're like a volcano about to explode, okay? And they're going to start where they are. Don't worry. They're not going to do this overthinking, overanalyzing anymore. They're getting out of that programming. That's old programming that's been very negative and very destructive. So they're getting out of that. And they're asking, feminines, the divine is asking you to prepare to be astounded, okay? Because the masculines are about to start where they are. The masculines are about to make their move. Karma is on the side. Justice is prevailing. Justice is coming into these connections. So the universe says, feminines, prepare. Be in this state of awareness. Be in this state of awe. Allow yourself to be awe-inspired even before it happens. Because if you can feel the emotion before it happens, you're going to draw the experience into your reality. Send them love, wish them peace, see them happy. Everyone, always, forever, and prepare to be astounded. Yes, think it before you see it. P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big-time manifester? Feminines are manifesting the masculines right now, but don't worry, the masculines are, trust me, they're doing their work, okay? They're doing their due diligence. They're taking the action steps in the physical, while the feminine sits strongly, okay, and very powerfully in the 5D, holding space and manifesting her union. Okay, let's go over to the Good Tarot. And what we're going to do, this is one of my newer decks of cards and a gift as well. We are going to, I actually have two. I have this deck, this tarot deck, and the Light Seers deck. I was called to use two tarot decks. And if I'm being honest, I was torn. I was going to pull out my Wild Unknown Tarot, but I think I'll wait until we get closer to Halloween. And then I thought maybe I would use the Osho Zen Tarot, and then none of them felt right. And then I thought maybe I'd use the Witches, Everyday Witch Tarot. None of them felt right. So I pulled out the Good Tarot, and that felt pretty good. And then the Light Seers deck is sort of always my good old standby. So these two decks definitely wanted to be read today for the reading. All right, finding out feminines. What can the feminine do to assist the masculine in moving forward? Okay, what energy can the feminine be in to assist the masculine in moving forward? And that's a lot of cards. So I think the cards are still a little sticky. Okay. Oh no. Serafina Aurora, are you okay? Let's give her a kiss. Let's put her over here. Our little woofy mascot. If you're new to the channel, this was a gift from one of our Divine Feminines, Ronald, and along with a lot of card decks that he gifted the channel, and we decided collectively, we named her Serafina Aurora. So she is our mascot. And she's a truth teller. She's a truth speaker. She's also a wild woman, a wild man. She's a warrior. She is a powerful little gal, and I love her dearly. Okay, feminines, what can the feminines do? Well, you've got the Eight of Swords, feminines, as your first card coming up. So you know what you can do? You can take off the blindfold, and you can take off any masks that you're wearing, okay? You've been speaking a lot of untruths to yourself. You've potentially been speaking, I know those of you this is going to resonate with, you're going to go, oh shit, does she see me? Does she know what I'm doing? Yes, I do. The feminine is, you're searching for answers in all the wrong places, okay? You have left the blindfold on for far too long, and your masculine wants to come forward to you, okay? He wants to deliver justice to you into this connection. But he can't do that if you don't have faith in him, okay? So those feminines that are like, you know, expletives and F this journey and this and that and my masculine this and the blame and the shame, take a long, hard look in the mirror. Do the mirror exercise. Look at yourself, okay? the hate you're spewing onto your masculine, right? Or the frustration you're spewing onto your masculine really directed at you, and ask yourself, well, what does this mean? Okay, what can I learn from this? And I always like to ask myself, what am I gaining, you know, with this anger? What am I gaining from feeling this way? So feminines, you're being asked to prepare to be astounded, which means you have to take the blindfold off. You have to release yourself from the denial, okay, of the truth. And you have to start to learn to see things clearly, okay? Open up your eyes, open up your third eye. I think it's been foggy for a while for a lot of us, but don't worry. That's going to be all cleared up when Jupiter has its little mashup, meetup, and little date with Saturn in December. So not to worry, feminines, but just be mindful, okay? Because you're not seeing things clearly. You're not seeing things clearly because the 3D is not delivering the truth. So that's why a lot of you are going to be very astounded, very surprised when your masculine does come forward and, you know, opens his heart or her heart and tells you everything. And you're not going to realize how much they've been doing behind the scenes because, you know, the lack of faith, you know, precluded you from being able to see the truth. Wow, 6 of Swords. So masculines this is the rite of passage, okay? There's usually a boat associated, or sailboat, whatever the heck that is, associated, looks like an old-time boat, associated with this card, okay? It's a journey, it's a voyage. We know this, right? The masculines are about to start on this journey. It's a rite of passage to get back to who they are. It's a rite of passage for the masculine to find themselves, to reclaim their truth, their long-lost truth of who they are, why they're here, what this life means, okay? What is the purpose of this? And the masculines are protected on this journey. There's helpers. You see the winged messengers. The birds are helping them through this journey. So it's interesting that there's air energies for both the feminine and the masculine. So the air is indicative of your mental space, your head space, your thoughts, okay? It has to do with the way you're perceiving things. And it has to do with our minds, you know? And a lot of times when we see a lot of swords cards coming up in a reading, there can be conflict, you know, some tension, and even some destructive energy. So we're trying to basically like slice through that destructive energy, that sort of cloud of illusion here, if you will. The masculines are going through this necessary change, okay? Maybe chaotic or maybe a conflict, but it's a necessary change. Okay, they just told me separation and divorce from many, 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 many masculines, like millions of masculines. Separation and divorce coming through for many, whether they're a twin flame or not. Separation and divorce coming through very, very strongly. Independence, reclaiming their sovereignty. And they're gaining access to this greater wisdom. This is a theme that's been coming up for the masculines over and over and over, is the masculines they have guides with them right now. Archangel Michael is with them. Archangel Metatron is with them, pushing things along, okay, asking them to start where they are. We have this energy that's coming in for the masculines of their ancestors are speaking to them. I just heard speaking to them in tongues. So many of them are going to start to, many of them don't realize, but they actually already know how to do light language. So many masculines, I know we have a lot of feminines out there doing this, and some masculines as well, but many masculines are going to come out and they're going to start, one of their gifts is going to be light language. And they're going to just tell you, I don't know, but I just started talking in tongue. Like I woke up doing this, or somebody heard me doing this when you know, and they're not going to understand what's going on. They're going to think they're possessed. You know, again, when you go through this awakening process and you realize you're living in the matrix and everything you thought was true is actually a lie, and everything you thought was solid is actually an illusion, you realize, okay, that matter is an illusion. These things that are the chair that we're sitting in, everything it's a made-up world. We constructed it with our minds, with our collective mind, okay, with our oneness. And now we're deconstructing that matrix to rebuild it into what it's supposed to be, which is heaven on earth, which is the new earth that we're building, which is the golden age of consciousness and love, where love reigns and light influences everything. Light is omnipresent. The masculines are very much a part of this. And the masculines, you know, mine admitted that he was psychic, but then I didn't see much of that coming out. But I know that he felt me And I know that, and I know he still does. And I know that they can talk to us and hear us. You know, there's different gifts for different masculines. Okay, what else can the feminine do? Wow. Okay, so we definitely have some chaos and conflict we need to cut through, because I just had the Page of Swords coming through for the feminine. The feminine is potentially either, I see there's two ways. Either she's wanting the masculine to reach out with a little, like a little bubble, like a little text message of something, and she's trying to lie to herself and say, I just want a little bit, but in reality your expectations are really high, that you want them to pour their heart out, but they may not be ready or open or even able to. They may still be being held back for a very valid reason, and that's for protecting you, protecting your union, protecting themselves, protecting everyone and everything. But what I see is that the feminine is thinking about this message, okay? The feminine's like, wonder if I'm going to get that message. And there's contemplation about it, but there might be a little obsessiveness, okay, related to this. The feminine might be thinking about this a little bit too much, where it's actually going to, don't shoot the messenger. Sorry, this is the Knight of Swords, not the Page of Swords. I still go back to feeling like this is so the feminine wants action in the form of a message, and the feminine would like this to happen now, not yesterday. And there's a little bit of narrow-mindedness, okay? There's a little bit of like not being able to budge or change your mind or see things from your masculine's perspective as to why they may be holding back, why they haven't come forward, why this, why that, why is it taking so long? There are answers, but your mind isn't quiet enough for you to hear them. Mind your subconscious, feminines, because what could be going on is you could be reacting from a situation from the past and not allowing your masculine ample resources, energy, or time to explain their absence, explain why they've been gone, explain why they quote unquote ghosted. I don't believe your masculine ever ghosts you, but you know what I mean. So explain why things have happened or unfolded the way they have this year, because the feminine sort of has this, like, he or she is sort of set in their ways of this is how it has to go. This is what my masculine has to say. And that puts a lot of pressure on the masculines. And masculines are like, I'm not having that. They don't have time for that shit right now. They've got too much going on. There's too much at stake for them. The things that they're risking, the things they're giving up in their lives to come forward to you, that they really need you to let go of any dogma that you might be associated with at this time. 10 of Wands for the masculine. Love it. So we got some fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. 10 of Wands energy speaks of the end of a cycle. Anytime we have a 10, it's the end of a cycle. But the end of what cycle? Let me see if I can get that. There we go. The end of what cycle? A painful cycle, okay? This has taken a lot out of the masculines. It's taken a lot out of the masculines, and the masculines are in recovery mode. There's a burning away. You know, I feel like this has to do with the Aries full moon that we just had October 1st, a few days ago. There's a burning away, a releasing of anything from the past, and there are endings. This is always, 10's always indicate an ending, but it's like a fiery ending with the Wands energy, but it's absolutely clearing the path. It's like any debris from the past is being cleared away. So clearing the path for this new beginning for the feminine and the masculine to recover their relationship, to come back, to recalibrate, to rebalance things. The masculine really wants, I just heard he really wants to rebalance this connection. So the masculine's letting go of burdens, okay? They're decluttering mentally, physically, spiritually. Like if they used to live in a big house, they used to be concerned about like all these material things, they're letting go of a lot of that stuff. I'm also seeing a lot of the masculines, they're just showing me a picture of the masculines actually selling some of their belongings. The masculines are like, I'm done. I don't need this. I don't need that. And so the feminine might be astounded, prepare to be astounded when she sees her masculine again and realizes he's actually not the same person, okay? The masculine is coming back in a changed man or woman. You can see, I mean, the burning away of papers here. So I see this as very indicative as the burning away of marriage contracts, business contracts, okay? Things that used to hold great value for the masculine is now becoming a thing of the past, okay? They're realizing that they were held prisoner by these contracts. It was a written piece of paper they signed, that they felt bound to this person, bound to this company, bound to this energy, bound to this business relationship. And they're now saying no more. Like, I'm not going to be bound by anything anymore. If it isn't of my choice, if it isn't of my willingness, okay, if it isn't of my own authority, and it doesn't align with my own inner authority, then I'm letting it go. So let's get a card for the feminines. These cards are proving to be more insightful than I think I gave them credit for. So I'm happy about that. Because I haven't had a lot of time. I got so many new decks that I haven't had a lot of time to fully connect with all of them yet. Okay. What can the feminines do to help release fear and expectation? Star card. Feminines, you can trust the universe, okay? You can trust your connection to your masculine. You can trust in what is coming. You can trust in divine timing. You can call on Archangel Metatron to assist you with that. You can trust that your chariot is going to arrive in the perfect time. And you can trust in your own gifts and talents. And you can trust in your ability to be alone. You can trust that you know how to do this. You can trust that your soul's pre-planned this evolution, this journey. You can trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. There is such a great, profound relief emotionally when you realize we already pre-planned this. If there's a karmic situation, that was pre-planned. If there is perceived obstacles, time or space or distance or jobs or relationships or family or religion or culture or all of the above, those were all pre-planned obstacles. But we need to start seeing them as challenges to be overcome, not as obstacles that we can't overcome, okay? It's not a red light. It's actually a green light if we can see it as such. If we drop into the mode of the warrior, okay, the warrior woman, the warrior man, who goes after what you want at any expense. And she's holding her treasure here in this card. So the feminine needs to understand what a treasure he or she is. Understand the treasure that you are. Understand the powers that you hold. Understand that you are absolute magic to your masculine. That nobody holds a candle. Nobody holds a flame to you in their life. I don't care who they're with, who they're talking to, who they're living with, who they've had a child with, who they're married to. I don't care. None of that matters. None of it. It doesn't matter what they're showing on social media. It doesn't matter what contract, okay, they've had. It doesn't matter. That's all being burned away. Karmic contracts burnt to a crisp. And they have to be, because karma is on our side and justice is prevailing, and the masculine's being asked to start over. The masculine can't keep repeating cycles from the past, just repeating over and over. They physically aren't able to do it anymore. They're mentally exhausted. They have nothing to give. And understand that it's never been that the masculine didn't want to come back to you. It's that they haven't been able to. They actually have had their energy has been hijacked, if you will. Okay, they haven't been able to get to the feminine. They've had things that they've had to overcome. Okay, they've had obstacles. Okay, there have been people in the way as well. People who tried to hold the masculine back. Belief systems, okay, that threatened to shatter the masculine's truth, quote unquote truth, false truth, okay? The masculines knew it was easier to stay where they were. It's easier, admittedly, to stay where you are than to change. Almost always. Change is always harder, but change is the only solution to the longing they feel, to the love that's in their heart. That love is not going to go away, feminines. It's going to get stronger. It's going to glow brighter. It will get stronger and stronger. The further they try to run, there's a rubber band attached from you to them. So let them run. They can only go so far. They can run halfway around the world and they're still going to feel that pull to you. They're not going to be able to run away from you forever. So I said to my masculine in the 5D last night, I said, you can run. I said, go ahead. And I said, understand that I'm no longer chasing you. Nobody, like, look behind you, masculines. Nobody's chasing you anymore. The feminines are not chasing. The feminines are in full receptive mode. The feminines are working on their pentacles. The feminines are working on healing, okay? The feminines are preparing for this miracle, and we're not chasing. So it was like an aha moment, because in the 5D, I felt like my masculine felt like he was still being chased. I didn't chase you. I sent you a message. I let it be. Didn't ask if you got the message. Didn't know if you were going to get it, if you were going to respond. Let it be. 2 weeks later, which, you know, there's no explanation for that. I have no idea what he was doing in those 2 weeks or why, but it doesn't matter. Because time is just an illusion. Everything. This is all just a giant illusion. The separation is an illusion. Let's find out union energy. So the point being that masculines are, they're just going to get exhausted of running, and then they're just going to realize that they're actually not running from you. You represent a part of them, so they're running from themselves. And then once they heal that, they will magnetically draw you back to them effortlessly, and things won't seem so hard, masculines. Interesting. 4 of Cups. So I pulled this for union energy. So we've got some Cups energy. We've got some emotions, right, that are playing out here. This is about not being able to be together yet, okay, for both counterparts. Not being able to see the bigger picture yet. Oftentimes it's, it's like you're not seeing the big giant cup behind you. You're just focusing on the 3 empty cups in front of you, because this comes after the 3 of Cups, which is celebration, friendliness, and, you know, just sharing. And then you have the 4 of Cups. So understanding that even if things, it seems like a lull, it seems like a breakdown, you know, in the connection, right? Which is like all of 2020 for most of us. Or it seems like, you know, they've gone another direction or whatever. Understand that things are not what they seem, okay? Better things. There are far, far better things ahead than any we've left behind. I believe that was C.S. Lewis. It's one of my favorite quotes. You'll hear me say it often. Just understand that, because you have not been left behind, okay? You have not been left behind. Your masculine hasn't forgotten about you. And the universe, right? Heaven hasn't forgotten about you either. Oh, wow. 4 of Cups and 8 of Cups for the union energy. So look at this. There's heavy emotions in the counterpart's energy today. Heavy emotions. 8 of Cups is walking away from something. This is the treasure chest that you once thought. This is like the treasure chest you once thought was everything you wanted is no longer what you thought. It is no longer what you need or what you want. It's just what, it was an illusion, right? It was a karmic relationship. It was money. It was fame for some of the masculines, right? Some of your masculines are famous. It was, you know, the white picket fence, the family and kids, and then realizing, oops, I chose the wrong partner. Oops, I don't really love the partner. Oops, this isn't a real marriage, or this isn't a real connection, or oops, my family doesn't really love me or respect me the way I want it to be. It was realizing that, for the masculines, that there's things for them to walk away from now. It's interesting. You have the ships in the masculine's energy and the ships in the union energy. So the ships are absolutely coming in for the masculines, and those that need to sail away, okay, are leaving, okay? There's ships that are coming in, and then there's ships that are leaving. And that's the way it needs to be to balance things out, to recalibrate these connections. So understand, you know, on a deep, deep level, that your masculine is not going to forget about you. Your masculine hasn't forgotten about you. And masculines, if you're watching, your feminine hasn't forgotten about you. She's leaving the light on. She's absolutely lit the path, okay, for you to come forward to her. She's awaiting your arrival patiently, but very excitedly, passionately. She's wanting that passionate reunion. A lot of emotions, though, running rampant right now. A lot of emotions in the counterpart's energy. Union energy, please, Spirit. Interesting. On the other side, more water energy. So on the other side of sort of this sadness and this sort of, it's like a ritual that both twins are going through to release the past, to release anything that's still weighing them down, right? The chest that's weighing you down. Accepting that better things are ahead, that where you are now is not the end. It's like, it's not where you're meant to be. You are moving through something. You're moving towards something. And then union is the ultimate destination. Two of Cups, right? So we're moving away from all this. We're moving towards love. We're moving towards union with our counterpart. And we're moving towards stability, Queen of Pentacles. We're moving towards a stable offer, okay? A stable offer of love from both counterparts. I feel like the feminines maybe thought they could offer a stable love before, but I think if you're honest with yourselves, feminines, you'll realize that you weren't able to offer a stable resting place for your masculines either, because when you met, you were both activated to do deeper and greater healing. And so I think the feminines, it's so easy to point the finger and say, oh, well, he wasn't ready, she wasn't ready. But in reality, were you ready? Were you ready to come into union? Because I don't think that we really were. I think we thought we were and we wanted to be, maybe because of all the trials and tribulations we went through to get to our masculine, or all, you know, the relationships we've been through in the past that may have been combative or traumatic in sort, you know, in nature. But the truth is that union was a journey, and we needed to go on that journey. We needed to experience the freedom in separation. We needed to experience the freedom in being ourselves and being who we are. But then look, I mean, the two fish, they're together, but they're also giving themselves, they're giving each other space, right? They're giving each other that, I want you to be able to feel like you can breathe. I don't want to hold you back. So the energy of just harmony and a heart connection, but also some freedom. So I feel like both counterparts have, you know, run away, given themselves freedom. And it's true, both counterparts have run away. It's never just the masculine, it's never just the feminine. And now they're finding their way back to each other. So let's finish off with one card from the Magical Dimensions deck. Let me just turn these cards over. Yeah, what did I just say? Freedom. What came out? Liberation. Liberation, power, fulfillment, self-attainment. This is exactly so true. Thank you for the validation, Spirit. Right, this is exactly why, you know, the perceived illusion of separation had to occur for a lot of counterparts, many counterparts, is because we needed to seek liberation from our destructive thought patterns, from a destructive past, from that destructive inner critic voice. We needed to heal, and we needed to seek our personal power, and we needed to learn how to be fulfilled in and of ourselves, and to gain that confidence, self-attainment, right? Self-realization, self-love, creating happiness for yourself instead of expecting your masculine or your feminine to just sort of like, you know, I want you to be the one that makes me happy. It's like, well, that's not how it works. I mean, and if that's how we thought it worked, because maybe that's sort of that's what we played out in past relationships, well, we were in for a rude awakening, weren't we? So we're going to end the reading there. I didn't get to the Light Seers deck in this reading because I was enjoying the Good Tarot so much, which surprised me, a nice surprise. But I hope that this reading finds you well on this Sunday evening, or if it's Monday morning, wherever you are. For my Australia, New Zealand followers who are 12 and 16 hours ahead, or anyone wherever you are in the world, you may be a little bit behind, you know, this time or ahead. But wherever you are, I'm sending you lots of love, sweet, sweet dreams, or an amazing mega start to your day and your week. And I will see you so soon. Take great care.